Hello Year 4, it's Mrs Dunn here for your daily maths lesson. Today is the 4th of February and we're going to begin by using our daily 10 challenge to practice rounding 2-digit numbers to the nearest 10. So all of the numbers that I share with you this morning are going to be 2-digit numbers and you're going to round to the nearest 10. Remember that rule of rounding. If the number has 1, 2, 3 or 4 ones, then we round down to the 10 before, and if it has 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 in the ones column, we round up. So because 56 has 6 ones, we would round up to 60. Let's have a look. You will need a pencil and paper. Okay, so we are rounding up to 99 and the nearest 10. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. As soon as I click on 10 seconds, the counter will start to go down and I'll read the first question. Round to the nearest 10, the number 12. Round to the nearest 10, 63. Round to the nearest 10, 87. Round to the nearest 10, 27. Round to the nearest 10, 77. Round to the nearest 10, 85. Round to the nearest 10, 6. Round to the nearest 10, 57. Round to the nearest 10, 58. Round to the nearest 10, 76. Okay, well done. I'm going to reveal the 10 answers. What I'd like you to do is to have a look at how you've done, give yourself a tick for each correct answer, and then come back to me when you've marked them. So pause the video and mark your answers. Okay, so today we are going to be recognising tenths as decimals and fractions. Our keys to success today are about using 0 and a decimal point to show tenths as a decimal. Also using 10 as the denominator to show tenths as a fraction. We're going to learn that the number after the decimal point is the same as the number of parts shaded or the numerator, and the numerator is the number of parts shaded. What I'd like you to do is pause the video, write today's short date and today's learning objective. I can recognise tenths as decimals and fractions. Pause the video now. Okay, so we're going to look at tenths to begin with. So if we think about the fraction 1/10, it looks like this. 1 part out of 10. So our denominator is 10 because that's the number of parts my rectangle has been broken into. So we're going to shade 4/10 to start with. So the question here tells me that I'm going to shade 4/10. That looks like this. 4 parts out of 10. So there are 10 parts altogether, and I'm going to shade 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've shaded 4 tenths. We can also represent that as a decimal. So I'm going to show you a quick video that shows you the relationship between tenths as a fraction and tenths as a decimal.
No need to feel tense, twitchy tense. It's time to take part in our school play. I'm looking forward to seeing you all change into delightful decimals. Who's going first? Well done, 1/10. Let's see you become a decimal. Go over to the mirror and get ready. 1/10, you're now a decimal of 0.1. Who's next? All right. As the play is about to start, I'd like to see all you tenths over by the mirror, ready for your decimal transformation. And you can practice your bows while you're about it. Two tenths. You've become 0.2. 3 tenths, 0.3. 4 tenths, 0.4. 5 tenths, 0.5. 6 tenths, 0.6. 7 tenths, 0.7. 8 tenths, 0.8. And 9 tenths, 0.9. You all look decidedly decimal. Stand by on stage as the curtain's about to rise. Ah, there you are, 0 and 1. You don't need to change, do you? You can remain as whole numbers in our decimal drama. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our cast of dynamic decimals. Tenths are often used on measuring scales.
Okay, so hopefully in the video you noticed the relationship between the number after the decimal point and the numerator in our fraction. So if we think about 4 tenths, we're going to start with 0, we're going to use our decimal point, and then for this image here and this fraction we would use a 4, 0.4. 4 tenths is the same as 0.4. Okay, this time I'm going to have a look at shading 6 tenths. So I'm going to shade 6 parts out of 10. It doesn't matter which ones I shade as long as I only shade 6 of them. Okay, 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths. 6 tenths is equal to 0.6. They are exactly the same. The numerator in my tenths fraction is the same as the number after my decimal point. Let's have a look at another one. This time I'm going to shade 0.9. And we're going to work out what the fraction will be. So we're thinking about tenths. So I know that my denominator will be 10. So I'm shading 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 parts out of 10 are shaded. 0.9 is equal to 9 tenths. What about the blue part? the part I've shaded blue, that's 1 part out of 10. So 1/10 as a fraction is 1 as the numerator and 10 as the denominator. And as a decimal, it's 0. And then we look at the numerator and it's the same. 0.1 is equivalent, is the same as 1/10. So let's have a look at 0.3. If I've got the number after the decimal point, that's going to be my numerator. So the first one, 0.3, is the same as 3/10. 1/10, so I know I'm going to need a 0 because I'm looking at tenths, and my numerator goes to the position after my decimal point. So 1/10 is equal to 0.1. I wonder what the fraction will be for 0.8 or 0.8. Well, I know that I'm thinking about tenths, and if it's 0.8, I need to bring that 8 into my fraction. So 8/10 is equivalent to 0.8. Okay, let's shade this much. And then I'm going to shade some green. And then I'm going to shade some red. Okay, so my red part, I've got 1, 2, 3/10, and 3/10 is equivalent to 0.3. Let's have a look at my green. 1, 2, 3 parts are green, which is the same as 0.3 or 3/10. Now I'm looking at my blue part. My blue part, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4/10 is equivalent to 0.4. Altogether, I've got 10/10, which is the same as a whole, and that is equal to 1.0. Okay. If 0.3 is shaded, what fraction and decimal must be shaded to make 0.7? So if I shade my 3 for my 0.3 or my 3/10, I'm working out how many more to get to 0.7. So 0.1, 2, 3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. I shaded this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I shaded 0.1, 2, 3, 4. I shaded an extra 4, which is 0.4, and as a fraction would be 4/10. Okay, let's have a look at our learning for today. So we're going to be carrying on with recognising tenths as decimals and fractions. There aren't any questions on maths.co.uk for you today. What I need you to do is to look at the questions that I've uploaded into the Teams folder for today's maths. They are uploaded and there are answers to help you. There is a scaffold uploaded to help you with those questions. The questions you complete are going to be the same, but you can use the number line to show you which decimal matches the fraction as a little reminder. So on my number line, you can see 4/10 is the equivalent to 0.4. That will just give you a reminder and help you with some of those questions if you need it. There are also some stretch questions and answers uploaded into the same folder on Teams as well. So you can have a go at the questions and then you can mark your work. As always, if you have had any problems with today's maths and you need a little bit of extra help, please join us in one of the lives and we can go through some questions together, or you can drop us an email to the Year 4 email address and we can help you from there. Tomorrow is Friday, so we're going to be quizzing live at 8:50. If you can't join us for the live, don't worry, I'll upload the PowerPoint for you so you can do the quiz at home in your own time. And we'll also upload a problem solving video for you as well. Have a lovely day, Year 4. Enjoy finding out about decimals and fractions, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.